You need your car fixed, call my mobile office. I slide through, diagnose the problem, then solve it. 2021 Hyundai Palisade, starter replacement. Sky Thomas Car Care Club. As I always say, before you do any automotive repair that requires you to lift the car in the air and take the wheel off, please adhere to all safety precautions. Number one, jack stand mounted to the vehicle in the proper place. Alright. Today we're changing the starter on the Hyundai Palisade, and because we're dealing with the starter, another safety precaution would be to disconnect the battery. And as you can see, I already have the battery disconnected. Wire tucked away where it can't touch any metal, only plastic. We're gonna go up under the vehicle, take a peek at what I did so far. Now, if you notice, the starter's already removed. All right, and she's not that complicated to deal with. The space is kind of tight, but you can get in there. All right, you got two 14mm bolts that hold it in place. Then there's a bracket that pretty much holds this hose in place that you have to remove the two 10mm bolts that go to it. One 10mm there, and I forgot where the other one is at this moment. But yeah, once you remove that bolt, oh, I forgot the heat shield. That's right. That's where the other 10mm are. There's actually 3 on the heat shield. 1, 2, and then 1 in the back. That makes 3. And then the one that holds this bracket in place right here is 4. So you got 4 10mm bolts that you have to remove before you could even access the starter. All right, and then there's 2 14mm bolts that you have to access in order to deal with it. So one of them is specifically right here. It goes in right here. Let me see if I can get my hand up in there so you can see it. Right here. It sits in place, pointing to the wrong direction. A little complicated to hold this camera and do this, but if you see, it sits right behind there. And you can get in behind there with a collapsing ratchet or wrench to remove the bolt that goes through there. All right, and then there's one that's up here. I don't know if you can see it or not with that glare, but there's one that's up here that you're gonna get from this area over here also. All right, it's a little complicated to see, but it's there. I don't know, my eyes can see it. Oh, there we go. See the hole right there? That's where the second bolt would be at. And then beneath there, behind here is where the first one is. I don't know if you can see that, but you see the hole right there. Those are both 14mm. All right, and then you got the typical 12 or 13mm that holds this cable in place behind it. And this is a plastic clip where you just, press the button in and pull it out. Get back to y'all in a minute. I'm gonna reinstall it. Now that I got it out, it is bitter cold out here. It's 9 degrees. So I'm jumping in and out of my car, doing the job. It is really cold out here. Okay, so this is the part where we start going in reverse. I've already got the starter in place. I don't have the bolts tightened down yet. I just have them in place. Come back over here. You can see it at possibly. I can get the phone up in there again. You can see my view. You see that? Got both bolts in place. One this again. Let me see. Can you see it? Oh, you can't see it yet. Hold on. I can see it, but why you can't? Okay, there we go. Okay, wow, there we go. All right, now, as you can see, that's the top bolt back in place. Or, excuse me, the bottom bolt back in place. And if you look further up, you'll see the top bolt also back in place. That's the spot where this 10 millimeter goes. But that's the spot where the 14 millimeter goes at the bottom. I'm pretty sure you can see it, because I can see it, the head of it. And then when you look up past that, you can see the one at the top. See it up there? Alright, so they're both back in place. I'm about to tighten them down now. It's quite complicated holding this camera while I'm, doing what I gotta do. Anyway, so next will be to tighten those two bolts down and then reconnect the two wires that go in back of the starter. One of them is gonna be a 13 and then one of them is just a click connect behind the starter back there on the solenoid in and of itself.
You need your car fixed, call my mobile office. I slide through, diagnose the problem, then solve it.